Hey, how's it going? Let's get started. Okay, so first thing I want to say is sometimes I'm on THC when I film these videos, sometimes I'm not, okay? If you want to be present, calm, happy, all this other stuff, it helps if you're on THC or things like mushrooms. However, if you want to get similar qualities of being present and being on those substances, those plant medicines, look at the comments on the side and I'll list the supplements that I'm on that could get you to that level. Number two, you need to put in some study. People such as Eckhart Tolle, Krishnamurti, I'll list them as well in the comments on the side. And if you are in an unsafe environment, such as the ghetto, the inner city, or if you are from a home with somebody who is abusive, controlling, or even mentally ill, it is going to be much more difficult for you to experience calmness, becoming present, or being happy. But that's just, me saying that is a no-brainer. In my videos, sometimes if I become very deep and very present, sometimes I do things like this and I drift when I really become present. And when I do that, don't become scared or anything like that. It's just part of the process, because when you really go, sometimes you become so present that it just happens. So I'm going to pause it and then I'm going to start. Okay. I also want to say that I only make these videos to make other people happy. I don't care about fame, success, money. I already have all the money I need for the rest of my life. I'm set, and I'm a sculptor, so I have the time to go into the woods and help guide. So I'm not really doing it for me at all. This is not about me, it's about giving to others, okay? All right, I'm gonna press pause again. All right, thanks. Okay, so first off, the fastest way to be present or be calm or be in the state of finding fulfillment or joy in this moment is by not looking for outcomes, by seeing everything as neutral. There's no positives, there's no negatives. Everything in your life is just, if it happens, that's great. If it doesn't happen, it's fine. You don't see wins or losses. Nothing is a win. Nothing is a loss. Everything just is as it is in this moment. If something good happens to you, that's fine. If something that you think or internalize is bad for you, then you become present and you make the proper corrections. Not by thinking. It might fall from time to time. It's on Folgers cans and it's a windy day. Put a lot of money into this production because I'm not about money. Detaching from what other humans will guide you into what will think will make you happy. Success, money, fame, all those things that Instagram, TikTok, YouTube focuses on don't necessarily make you happy at all. And then you understand that it's not about you. It's not about you at all. It's about others and giving to others. Separating yourself from the concept of, let me focus on me to fulfill myself, and look outside yourself. And not seeing anything upcoming that may happen in the future as this grandiose thing that will make you happy. Because the more you focus on things in the future that are really, really going to make you happy, the more and more you may become very disappointed if they do not happen. So it's healthy to have a goal, but to enjoy the process of achieving that goal. To not be fixated on the outcome of that goal, but to just be here now in every second of your life, whether it's sitting, laying down, standing, or walking, brushing your teeth, making your bed, sweeping. Always just being in that moment without thought, and training yourself to only be in that moment and not become obsessed with things that will happen in the future. Because the more, or think about and worry about things in the future, because the more and more you're present, the more you will have focused thinking, and the thoughts will just come to you. It'll be focused thinking, and you'll figure out what you need to do. And you'll create all these different, they call them avatars. And you'll create all these different avatars. And then you get to choose which avatar will be the best one for you. Someone once said, I'm going to hack it, but they said that we have thoughts so we don't die. We have thoughts so we can survive. But you could only have proper thinking if you become present enough and detached from positive and negative thinking of an outcome. So if you don't think anything will be positive or negative, and you don't see any positives or negatives to anything, you'll always be in a state of mind where you're like, okay, if that happens, that will be fine. I'll deal with it when it happens. If it turns out good, the way I projected it to work out, if it works out good, that's great. If it doesn't work out, and it works out not as well as I may have wanted it to, that's okay as well. I'm not going to focus on wins or losses here. I'm just going to enjoy the process of every second of trying to achieve that goal, whether it's raising my kids properly, being healthy, losing weight, lifting weights, walking 2 miles every day. There's so many people out there that you could follow. So many people on YouTube. I mean, I'm just like a little tiny baby person. I mean, I think 10 people watch my videos on average, unless I pay money to have them promoted. And I'm okay with paying money to have them promoted. If anything, I lose tons of money trying to promote these videos just to bring some awareness on how to make people more happy. You know, but there's so many people out there that have guided and put the groundwork in there. And to shut off all biases. Oh, this person's bad because they said this. To be completely clear-minded. You know, a lot of people in my life, you know, they really hate Jordan Peterson. And my buddy, Dr. S, he was just like, hey, you know, like, Huberman was on Jordan Peterson's podcast. I was like, yeah, but, like, it's just going to be too wordy, you know. Huberman's a scientist, he's a neuroscientist, and Peterson, like, Peterson's been off his game a little bit because he's like, you know, and because I love Peterson's stuff from like 2011 when he was a professor at Toronto. But lately he's gone through some trials and tribulations and he's off. But what I found out from Huberman and Peterson talking, after minute 45, I would skip the first 45 minutes of that video, by the way, but it's on YouTube. Minute 45 on is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It talks about addiction, talks about postpartum depression, and it's not really Peterson leading the conversation. It's Huberman. Huberman is a genius. If you could get into Huberman, please do so. He talks about how the brain affects you from depression and how it could make you happy by figuring out certain things about the brain. So it's very important to study certain people like Huberman. Study people like, I would say, Krishnamurti, Eckhart Tolle, that train you how to stop thinking and how your brain works and actually functions. And then you got people out there like Goggins, if you want to lose weight. I mean, there's so many people out there that are obsessed with helping people. Mikey Musumeci for jiu-jitsu, if you're into jiu-jitsu. I love Mikey Musumeci, and I love who he is. I want to be the father and the uncle and the family member that Mikey Musumeci is to the jiu-jitsu world. And he's 25 years old. So always keep your mind clear. You could learn from anybody. I'm obsessed with the 25-year-old kid that does do jiu-jitsu because he has the right life goals. So please, I mean, start following some of the people on the side if you want. Watch some of my other videos. They're kind of crazy, because sometimes I drift and I, go off. But thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I hope you're doing well, man.